Hey team, I wanted to record a walkthrough of the current state of the planning issue for 1310 as we start async refinement. So as we think about this, kind of the theme of this milestone is wrapping up some work and really focused on code testing and coverage. And I'll talk about that in our deliverables. The other thing I want to call out is that there's definitely some possibility of collaboration with the growth team, who's going to be working on an experiment regarding code quality and getting brand new users as they get signed up, get a repository into Verify. And in talking with that team, we think that a code quality job against their code is going to be a great way to introduce that functionality without them having to build and migrate Jenkins stuff and all of that whatnot. So we're going to leave a little bit of capacity open for that. We'll take that out of that 80% feature capacity. So the top priority deliverables for us, like I said, code testing and coverage, graphing average code coverage of all projects in a group that closes out that epic so that we get that wrapped up. And then we have some usability fixes for the test summary widget, things that were called out as product and engineering. We're looking holistically at the merge request page and all of the widgets that are there. What makes sense, what didn't, people who maybe didn't have day in, day out experience with that widget, and even folks who did, who haven't looked at it in a long time, looking at it, giving it a critical eye. So Hannah's working on the design for those now, and we'll be implementing those fixes in 1310. So there's a couple of things, specific backend features that we want to get some eyeballs on and take a look at. So Ricky, if you can get those assigned to folks. And then the front end things with the design still coming, don't necessarily need any eyeballs there yet, but we will want those as those are a priority deliverable for us. On the research side, I'll be continuing to work on code quality category jobs to be done, either continuing with the survey or jumping into actual interviews there and moving that forward, hopefully moving into the category maturity scorecard in the milestone. And then should be kicking off some problem validation around metrics reports as well. We think that's the next area to really dig into. So I wanted to call out a couple of the bugs that are a top priority to fix. Code quality issue with the Docker Hub rate limits. Ricky, I know you've already been looking at this. And then the current group code coverage data, all projects not working consistently. There's a backend and a front end component to that. The front end component is already weighted, I believe, and sitting and ready for dev. The backend component is not, but that is blocking the front end component. So we need to get both of those weighted and looked at. So then talking about feature maintenance, we're targeting 20% of the weight of the milestone being these types of issues. These are the 4 that are already there: database cleanup for the CI test cases and the other table, refactoring, build artifact serialization, a couple other things. So I'll really lean on the team to dig into those, order those appropriately for what is most important. If need be, we'll take this cleanup out of this 20%, put it into the feature bucket. It is something that's important. We want to make sure that table stays performant while the MVC of test history is running. And then OKR alignment, still waiting on executive OKRs to get lined up. So probably in alignment with, I'm blanking on it, next generation or lovable product and increasing active users. All of the usability stuff is going to feed into that. So that's the first look at what we're looking at for 1310. I will link to the planning issue in the video as well as in the Slack channel when I drop this in there. Thanks.